what a clear picture this is. Oh, thank you, Neil. Just gonna. So my HDR kept going off every time because I've been recording with my iPad. My HDR goes off every time. I gotta see if there's a way for me to set it permanently. This is going to be a video from musicians about musicians. Sorry, I look so disheveled. It is Sunday morning. I woke up and watched a video that just popped up on my thing, and it pissed me off immensely. And his name is Max Rich. He's a guitar player, and he should not be teaching because he's ignorant. And I'm going to debunk the first parts of his video and show you how bad it has gotten and why it's a lie. And why he shouldn't teach, and why he should just stop. Because if he doesn't, I'm going to continue to show all his improper technique. But before I get into that, we did practice yesterday, and the singer didn't make it. He got stuck somewhere. So we ended up playing. I recorded, which we played full songs, like 4 or 5 of them I recorded with the Tank G, and it sounded good. But I'm going to show you what I added to it. But before I get into all that, my wife got this as seen on TV at Walmart. Now you're probably like, alien tape? Really, Chris? What the hell are you smoking? Indoor, outdoor, weatherproof, all resistant, and it sticks to anything. Probably like, okay, yeah, so what? I'm here to tell you it's one of the greatest products around for pedal boards. I haven't used it on anything else. So let me show you the pedal board I made for yesterday's rehearsal. Let's just get a tube screamer, my electro harmonics, and the Playwell Tank G. As you can see, the pedals stay. Oh, there's the tape. You can see a piece of the tape. Works incredible, magnifico. So this is a little tip on a product that you can use on pedal boards where you're having, sometimes your material won't stick because you keep pulling your pedals off. This is going to stick. Now, thank you everybody for making the channel great. And this Max guy, right? Go on his channel and see what I'm talking about. He's talking about left hand. Okay. And I'm going to use an acoustic just like he did, right? So, number 1, Mr. Max Rich. Stop telling your viewers improper teaching technique. Number 1, you grab the guitar and your wrist was straight and your thumb was above it. You're telling them about pinching this muscle, which will be pinched, but if you're squeezing the guitar harder than toothpaste, like a golf club, that's what you should have said. Number 2, that muscle doesn't even matter much. And I'm going to explain why. Because of your improper technique. So, when you have your hand not bowed, first part is, he was saying to rotate it out, right? So if I rotate my hand so my thumb is this way, look where my pinky ends up. I cannot reach up. Number 1, completely wrong, BS from an ignorant guitar player. Ignorant, however you want to say it. So, what is the proper approach for dead strings and your wrist? To bow it like a classical guitarist. Now as you see, if I bow it, wherever my thumb is, it doesn't matter. Hence, this muscle's not being pinched as much. Mr. Max. And what does that do? If I unbow it, my fingers lay flat. If I push it out and bow it, my fingers are pointed down, which means less finger touching other strings and deadening the spots. Proper technique. And if you don't think that's proper, then you're going against the grain of every classical jazz guitar player in the world. Ignorant. Number two, when you grab it like this, you see how that tenses up on top, but if I bow it, no more tense on top, which is part of going into this muscle, creating that thing. But what you will see is this underneath tense now, and I'm using the back part of the muscle. I want to scream watching his video. So that proves he's wrong. Number two, when you look at a guitar neck, I split it in half. See that bump on my finger? That's from years of touring and practice. And we'll get into his analogies in a second, and we'll debunk those. So this comes from holding the guitar from underneath and sliding. Once in a while it'll go up, and it's not even on the neck. Sometimes I have it like this, but I anchor from the bottom of the guitar, not the top. Because if I anchor from the top, my wrist is in the wrong position. And if I turn it this way, I'm creating a weird, awkward stretch, which is going to cramp your hands even more because you can't get to the chords properly, even if I bow my wrist. You'd have to suck your elbow weight in. Moronic. I wish they would just take his channel off, just out of stupidity. So the proper way is to bow your wrist so your fingers are pointed down, and it relieves tension on the top side and creates tension underneath. It also puts your hand where your finger is in a better position. Because if I grab it this way, you see my wrist goes flatter. If I anchor and push my bow out, my thumb goes underneath. Hence where that bump comes from. Now I will grab towards the headstock. If I'm playing a G chord, I'll have a slight bow because I don't want to push my hand into the tuners. But I can do it like this, or I anchor it sideways. That's why I said it'll move, or the bottom of my... Now if you see, that helps your scale playing, it helps your bar chord. Now let's get into his analogy of prying a boulder up. Number one, Mr. West, you're not exerting that much force on a bar chord. And you're not holding a bar chord and trying to pry with all your weight and your muscles and your whole body. Poor, shitty analogy. And I'm going to send them this video, everybody. So, like a weightlifter, you do sets and you don't work out for 10 hours a day unless you're a skilled weightlifter who is built up to that level. Hence why I can play scales probably for 5 minutes straight at warp speed and not cramp, and you can't. It's the technique, proper technique, and you have just eliminated that to almost 100,000 people. I'm not even going to watch your videos because I know you're ignorant off of one video. If you say ignorant stuff off one video, you're just ignorant. And I hate to bash people, but I'm sick and tired of... There's 185,000 people that viewed that, and it's not even in real time because you have to go to your studios. But it's misinformation that's going to cause maybe 85,000 people to play wrong. And they're going to have issues later on. The issues might not come right away. They might come 5 years, and older people might get arthritis from improper technique. My buddy Gene's got carpal tunnel syndrome. It could be the way he's gripping the guitar, but it might not be. It could be he's just overexerting, overplaying. And a bodybuilder may be able to lift weights more because he's taking steroids to relieve this. But if you're in a gym and you're working out normal, like every normal person, you limit your time, and it's a regimented workout, like playing guitar. You limit your time and create a regimented workout, unlike trying to pry a boulder with leverage, which may take a week or 1 hour, depending on your physical ability. Poor, shitty analogies. I'll use another one. You are not going to jog 5 miles unless you've built up to your lung endurance and your wind, and your muscles and ligaments have built up. Your ligaments and tendons only support the strength of the weight. If your ligament or tendon snaps and you overbuilt the muscle, no good. So how do you fix that? Proper technique, because improper technique with bursa sacs and tendons and ligaments affect everybody different. And if you have already injuries, what he's showing you is going to cause you never to play guitar again. End of story. So, Max Rich, my advice to you is to quit while you're ahead. Go to gear reviews or something else, and I wouldn't even trust that. So, if you look, my hand is huge. That's a 5th fret. How do I get these big monkey gorilla paws to shred? I'm a huge guy. I'm 6'1", 225. And I go to Disney. If you go to Animal Kingdom, there's a mold there for a 9-year-old silverback gorilla. My hand is the same size as a 9-year-old silverback gorilla. I stick my hand in there and it's the exact size. I'm a big guy. Big guy. How do I get these big monkey paws on there? Proper technique. As you see, that muscle ain't hardly working. What's working? That underneath. You can see I'm still squeezing. You don't see nothing on top? It's all on the bottom, which is the stronger part of the arm. So there's my advice. I advise everyone to go get his views up and watch his video, the first 5 minutes or 2 minutes of his improper technique, and watch how wrong it is and why he should not be teaching. This is insane. It's insane. And the reason why I'm bashing him, he's gonna hurt somebody. I'm a school board certified instructor. I got 3 musical degrees. And I have been trained by some of the best guitar players in the world, including Steve Morse and Mr. Alan Holsworth. And I went to GIT for school at University of Miami. So there you go. There's the proper technique. So anybody else want to get into some of that? And I'm going to do another video with the acoustic guitar about why we were scammed by people like him. But I'm going to do a part 2. I'll get into some of the theory of how I write and stuff like that. So it'll be good. Maybe I'm going to do a session. I'll put the drum track in and then I'll let you see me going. It might be like an hour-long video. But we'll go into how I record a track, and then I'll play it solo over the track, but I'll actually let you see how much work goes into layering some of the tracks to create the sounds I do. Anyway, thank you everybody for liking and subscribing and making this channel grow. Please beware of the BS out there because it can cause you harmful damage. If you see anything in a video, you're more than welcome to comment and say, hey, is this correct? Watch this guy and let me know what you think of what he's saying. Because like I said, even in product, everyone's saying how great stuff is. Now the Tank G sounds great when I played it yesterday. Does it sound as good as the Moore? No. But can I do a gig with it? Yes, and for $53, it's an incredible buy. Now you add a tube screamer and a gate at the end, you know, you get like a $200 friggin' rig that sounds unbelievable. You can use the tube screamer to help the clean channels and do some other things, and it gives you more options. That's why I did it like that. So if you want to see some of the clips, please let me know. And you got to remember, I'm running through an EVH lunchbox head and a basin custom cabinet with creambacks in there. So just to let you guys know. And thank you, Neil. I can see the difference in this. I didn't realize the HDR was not coming on every single time. So I can see how clear my guitars are and everything. So thank you for that. I know it went over 15 minutes, Mr. Meyer, 32 seconds. But please, if you see any guys out there teaching or gear reviews and you want to know the truth about something, like somebody just asked me about the Quilter. I had a Quilter power amp. I thought it sucked, flat out sucked. Quilter sucks. Now the Baby Bomb Moore little pedal power amp, it's like, I don't know, what is it, 20 watts or something? Awesome. The Orange Pedal Baby, awesome. Now $100 versus $500, you know, it's about what you can afford and what you can't afford. It's not about what you want and what you like. It's about your budgets also. That's why I bought a Tank G and I buy everything with my own money, just to see how good it would sound with a live band. My initial thoughts on it, playing with the IRs, I don't like it. I think it sucks. But for a $53 pedal and add 2 pedals to it and then run it through a nice head and cab, it sounds unbelievable. Like really good. Does it have limitations? Yes. Does the Moore GE 1000 limited? Yeah, a little bit. But that's why the Fractals and the Quad Cortexes are superior. They're superior in the functionality of the pedal, how you can go in and manipulate 5 pages of a cab, but that takes an extremely amount of long time. That's why I say the Moore, for me, the Moore GE 1000 for what it is, and I paid $400 for it, and I wanted to buy another one. It's that good, it sounds that good through the head and cab, and I can do a lot of shows with that. I may even take the Tank G with me if I do shows as a backup, because there's no power cables. The only power cable I had was going into my wireless, and I wish they would make a wireless that's battery powered by, like, say 2 9-volts or something, and then you have a total wireless board. We need to get Fractal maybe to do a battery powered Fractal with a battery powered built-in wireless system. You listening to me, Fractal? My ideas. I need a little cut there. So peace out and have a great rest of your week. And happy Veterans Day to all the veterans. If it wasn't for you guys out there, we don't exist and have the freedoms that we do today. So I want to acknowledge you and just say, I love you guys. Thank you for what you do for this country, for present, past, and our future veterans. God bless you guys, and thank you for your service and all that you have done for us. Peace.